good afternoon, or either it is the advent of good evening too, because it is winter. Now, you pay attentive attention. Understand? Without of your sincere attention, I cannot make you understand. It is an important chapter. Understand? Why it is important? The beginning of the English does depend upon parts of speech. It has a significant role. It is precise part, it is an empathic part. So try to understand it. If you want to write well, to speak well, following the standard English, King's English, Queen English, modern English, which is modified, unexpectedly modified. So if you want to read well, pronounce well, so it is important you know the tools. What is called exactly the tools? Means your arms and R's. It is important much to introduce yourself into that English language. So, while just you do not know about. So, if I ask you anybody else, how are you? And most probably you will answer good. But your answering is wrong. But it's incorrect English. The answers should be or ought to be an adverb. What? Good is an adjective. Good is an adjective. But you have to say in adverb, I am well. So correct English is B. But we usually do not do this. So usually I understand, of course, that written English does not reflect means what is called a good English or either just an acceptable English. It should not. So it never reflects the spoken English. It is exactly the colloquial English. I am good. But the person who answers this way, who knows about the parts of speech and way you answer, that shows what a lack of understanding of this, of the component of good English, components of good English. What is component? It's called the parts of speech. Understand? So always try to understand the right. I know you all are aware, you are educated. I am not degrading you because I love all the students. I want to teach them properly or perfectly. Usually the English learner, they write, I should have done that. No, I should have done that. No. Is this instead of I should have done that? Why it is wrong? It is exactly. We cannot understand. But we cannot, what is called, find out what is the right English. And you generally know, and you usually come to know who can speak English, whether it is right or wrong. Nobody just can detect it, can find it. And what should be the correct English? Hardly the people they have, hardly the learners they have, hardly the English teachers. One usually I like teach it. Sometimes misguiding. It happens. But we are to arrest our this called committing mistakes. The students will be infected if I do this. And to RSM, and it is not acceptable. Why should I? Try to use the correct English. Because you are an English medium. Or either you are a Bengali medium student, but always when just you are going to speak or to deliver or to narrate or to illustrate something else, your English should be always nice. That should be what's called listenable. If one who is following you, if he can listen you, yes, he is speaking so nice. So there are so many things. And we are too. So now I should have done that. What I have done, I should done that, or I should do it. Actually, I should have done that. we need to, and before answering, we need to analyze it properly. Answering should be usually the learner they speak. There is no verb of, to of, to of, to of, but what should have. And should have is always sound similar. What is should have sound similar? Understand my point? So, understanding the function of a verb would obviously, I should say, it's wrong. If you understand the different parts of speech, it does help you to develop. And it will help you to extend the range of your vocabulary. So vocabulary is an important part because you can choose the other words. You have that option. Vocabulary means you have the what is called the synonymous word. It has bear the same value, a set of same elements. So to learn what an adverb is, it is important. And what adverb means, what it reflects and it looks like. So an example is, I say, in English, most end in ly, the adverb. But normally it is motherly, friendly, it is adjective. So always ly does not make a word is adverb, no, denoted as adverb, no. So you need to know about this parts of speech while just you are going to write. So without one acquiring knowledge, what about an adverb is, what a verb is, what is a noun is, what is pronoun is, and what adjective is, what preposition is. So your education will not be graded. Yes. So I shall say you that adverb is trained or it has an what is called impact to restrict the writer, the speakers to use it in a correct place. The phrases, sometimes you need to use phrase instead of just what is called understanding language, or the, you imagine something else language with one chosen words. What do you have that? Chosen words. Chosen words. Words is noun and chosen means adjective, past participle. So like this way, you need to know. If you want to know what a preposition is, it's important much. You will probably write who instead of whom. But if preposition precedes who, it becomes whom. You have to recognize a preposition in order to get it. So now, if I speak it, if I narrate it, if I describe it right now, it will make you a little puzzled, or it will be presented as a complicated chat, like part of my deliberation or my speech. So if you do not understand pronouns and possessive pronouns, nominative, accusative, possessive, it is also. You will introduce erroneous. Whenever just you are going to use apostrophe, you need to know the possessive pronoun. Or you are to omit, or you are to ignore that. Or either just you write something wrong. So that should not be. Exactly that apostrophe, while just you are going to Ram's book. Or, so that apostrophe denotes what? The possession. Someone is possessing this one. So if you do not use, then your writing will be wrong. Actually, I say we are not the native speaker. Our native speak knowledge means native language is Bengali, all right. But exactly the English speakers, when the British papers, they also commit the same mistake. So you are to know about this, and If you don't do, then you will commit mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. So that would have no solution. So exactly the native speakers struggle of what is called they understand when it requires an apostrophe. Who are the native speakers? But they don't do. They don't know exactly the possessive pronoun because they are using that English like with the native Bengali. We Bengal mean Bengal. We are the native of Bengal. So we use Bengali sometimes we commit mistakes in speaking Bengali, so it should not be. We should always resist it from. We should deliver something else before that we have to have a nice concept about Bengali. So exactly now in our area, in our shared surrounding, we students are taught without teaching about the parts of speech and its importance. It's a great what is called missing. It should, but we usually do it. And you lack of this knowledge, in future we suffer a lot. And simply just normally we know that securing marks means I have secured means a student secured a 95% marks or 98% marks or 90% marks. That does not mean you are talented in English, but in our West Bengal it is understood that. So I hesitate to tell you about all because I know here the teaching system is entirely wrong. But I cannot suggest any teachers because they are recognized that the government schools teachers. So how can I go against them? How can I teach against their concept? Simply they read the text or make you understand about the text and answers are readily available with the teachers. They will provide the Xerox copy or either just they ask you to write down or either they will say you this. But why do you not have this knowledge to develop yourself? Don't you need it? So I feel sad about it. I sometimes realize it should not be, but it happens, nothing I can. So I should say, the greater your understanding with the greater thing of the parts of speech, the more concisely you can write, and you will be, when ambiguously, you will use the language, whether you are speaking, you are writing, you are doing something else in English, or you are communicating, you are participating in a means a public speaking. So ultimately, it has great value. And I think our Bengali medium students must be more developed. They will by no means be less than an English medium student. But if we do not teach it like this way, so how can we expect? So if we are to blame, then the teacher said, I am there. I acknowledge, I admit it. We sincerely do not teach. That is an important part. We hold the certificate, but holding an English means what is called the university certified certificate. That does never mean that. And in college, you are available, just you will go and get admission, then you will find the same thing. Go through the text, go through the drama, go through the other knowledge, means what is called the syllabus or something. Just you try to understand, or just you cram it, and then you answer. It has become our educational system. I want it should be changed. With the teacher should be sincere at teaching. So simply it is a request to the teachers. Please introduce the students. At least their basic knowledge should be strong. So that whatever they will do, that must be correct. Nothing more. It's all right. Wait for the next, what is called uploading. I'm becoming busy.